Hello everybody, welcome back to Ravenport Farm with the Gazbeard, who's having a late night wander around his farm, just checking up on the progress that the lads have made. It's a little bit easier to see without the light on. They're doing good. It looks like they're on the final stretch now, not much of that hill left, and then it's just all a case of smoothing out the contours and getting it as evenly sloped as possible so that we can farm it. Still a little bit of a rise there that I'd be happier to see gone, but it depends what they can do down that way and what they can do down that way as to whether that disappears or has to remain. At the end of the day, a few undulations are not bad, and yes, it's getting to that time of the year, and I make no apologies for it. I'm a Christmas fanatic. I love it. All the preparations and the decorations and the good food and the goodwill and all the rest of it. I absolutely love it. So it's a little bit early, but I thought, well, why not? Let's have it up and running. Now, while we take a slow wander back to the farmhouse, I have to give a massive, humongous, huge shout out to Weasel. That's W33ZL, Weasel Modding, because I put a query into the official Giants forums regarding that problem that we had with the sugar beet factory not outputting the molasses pallet, and the fact that it kept stopping and the sugar was not building up, and you know, all those issues that we had in the last couple of episodes with it. And a chap on there by the name of Decker dug straight into the files and found a little problem in the 3D files for the buildings themselves that are associated with the sugar factory and the associated pellet factory. Posted his findings in the forum. I then pointed that forum out to Weasel on his Facebook page. He jumped straight on it, and within 24 hours he'd posted that he had found a fix for it and sent it up to Giants for Giants to approve and update the mod hub, even though, you know, it was like on the day that FS22 came out. And he did that, and then pretty much the next day Giants approved the update and issued it to the mod hub, and I've been able to download the updated mod and test it out, and it's all working fine. So that's all great. You know, that's fixed very quickly. And if you use the sugar beet add-on yourself, or the beet harvest add-on as it's officially called, then you might want to jump across to the FarmSim 19 mod hub and download the update for it, so that you don't get the same problem that I was having. Now, all of that said, which is totally out of roleplay, let's get back into roleplay, because it's 8 o'clock at night. We're going to need an early night for another early start in the morning. We've got a load of work to do up at the BGA, and then as soon as we get that out of the way, hopefully before lunchtime, we'll have to come back down to the farm. We've got some new fields to cut, and we've got the existing fields to I don't think we cultivated them, did we? No, we didn't, looking at them. So we need to get them cultivated, get them prepped for putting the new crop in, and get all of this stuff underway. So I'm pretty sure it was the beet header that I got for that little harvester. I'll check that in a moment. But let's get a good night's sleep, and I'll see you in a moment. So there we are. Good morning. Yes. Just get my fruit juice and my morning coffee, and then we can get off and at 'em. In fact, I'll take it along with us. Get a bite to eat later because we haven't got time to mess around today. And right, so I just need to get up the hill. Told the crew to be in early. They're turning up any minute now. I'll take the little tractor up with me. Wait here. Wait, I'm only looking for a means of transport. I really need to get myself a pickup truck. Lights on as well. Through So, what are we doing up at the BGA today? Well, we've got to convert some more of that hay into feed pellets, and then we've got to take it down to our shop. Well, that's what I forgot to mention to you. Yeah, had words with the main store in town. They had a couple of storage units that they weren't using in the basement. Underneath the main store, there's a side road that accesses them, and I asked them how much it would be to rent one of them and to then use it as a place to store and sell all the feed pellets that I'm producing up at the BGA, because it'd be better for townsfolk, the people with their ponies and all that stuff, rabbits, to buy the pellets from in town. It also means that the farmers have then got a central collection point, if they have to go to the store for other things, so they can then pick up their feed pellets at the main store, or I can deliver them out for them depending on what they want, and we can then really boost feed pellet part of the business. Now, we've got 3 types of feed pellets that we can produce. I don't know if did we have a look last time at how they're getting on with this? I think we looked at this part and thought, wow, what a progress. Let's just have a look over the top of the hill, see how they're doing. It's filling up quite nicely, isn't it? Won't be long before that's filled. Lovely jubbly. Mind you, there might not be enough earth coming out of that old quarry. Sorry, off that hill to fill the old quarry. Where was I? Oh yes, feed pellets. There's 3 types of feed pellets that we can produce. Because we're going to be doing that. Front loader, I'll park down the side of it. We can, in this building here, we can produce straw-based feed pellets and hay-based feed pellets. They're both different. They both fetch different prices. And the lights off. One. There we are. And then from the pellet factory, the other side of the sugar factory, we can produce super feed pellets, which are the molasses injected sugar beet pulp feed pellets, which apparently all of the animals absolutely love them, because they've all got a bit of a sweet tooth, even though they never tell us that they have. So you'll notice there's a new truck here. It's newish. It's not brand new. Ford 800. We're delivering the pellet pallets, and let's have a think. If we come in here, for a moment, you can see I've left the case 340, the Magnum, in here attached up to the pellet press, and pelletizer was left running overnight by the look of it, because we've got a full queue on the conveyor belt, nearly full pallet there. Quite enough bags there. Still stuff in the hopper as well. Right, okay, well, it's all good. See, I've been busy. In addition to the 10 pallets on the truck out there, I also made all of these from about there down to the end. Then made up, ready for taking down to the shop and selling. And you can see that the sugar factory has in fact started operating. So the fix from Weasel did the job. You can see we've now got 2.5 pallets of sugar out there. So that's what, 2,100 litres per pallet, and there's 1,400 on that. So it's 2/3 of a pallet. And we're starting to get molasses, just shy of 300 litres of molasses in there. And according to the HUD at the bottom right of screen, we have got just over 5,500 litres of beet pulp, which is great. This is now running. It's running pretty continuously because it's got product in it, look. That's why we need to get another field of sugar beets underway, because it's getting through the sugar beets a lot faster than it gets through the lime. So there's it's down to about 60%. So I'm guessing that we may have time to sow and grow, harvest another field of sugar beets just before it runs out of current stocks. Around here, making all of those straw pellets. I cleared all of the straw bales that were here, and I was about to start on this when it started to get a little bit too dark. So let's wrong. I always do this. British, you see. What? We sit in the other side of the truck to drive. So let's get it started up. Take these down to the shop. Okay, let's go have a look at our new shop, and then take this load of bales, pallets, up to the bale sell point, who have requested some. So, start engine. Start. Yes, it did. It's just quiet. Guess that happens with a new vehicle. Right. First of all, let's just set the GPS so that we know where we're going. But if we didn't, let's just do it anyway, and let's get down there. It's good to get that sugar factory working. Whoa, nearly hit the fence. I'm looking the wrong way. All starting to take shape up here at the BGA, turning it into a right little industrial centre, aren't we? It's going to be good. Squeeze round there. Need to be thinking about some more land. Now, probably not going to have time in this episode, but I was wanting to show you doing some farm work down at the Valley Farm. We've got the new field has got to be expanded. The pre-existing fields have got to be re-prepped and then replanted. Got to start looking at how we can make better use of the land now that the hill is starting to get cleared out. And on top of that, we have to check up on the boys, because having had a look at that quarry, I'm not convinced that there's enough soil and rubble and stuff going to come off what's left of the hill to finish filling out the quarry. So we'll have to check with them, see what they think. They're the experts on it. And oh dear, there's the train. I'll get tangled up on the crossing barriers this time. So, the place that I wanted, that I thought they were originally talking about, was that little building dead ahead. However, that's still an existing vehicle tyre replacement centre, shop fronts on the other side. So what they were talking about was this little corner of the building here. See if I throw the drone up, it'll help you to see. This little corner on the building here, there's a first roller door and that first like fire door. That's the width of it, and then it goes back roughly to where that first dip is on the upper wall. It's not very big, but it's enough to store quite a few pallets. And we've got a permanent display on the outside for the sell point, get people used to it. We'll have to get some flyers out, get the local post office to do some flyers delivery when they're doing the rounds for us. And we've used both the pellet hall and the sugar company to share this outlet. Gives us a place to sell their products. Should increase the profits, because we're selling to trade rather than to wholesale, so we'll be able to get a better price for them, selling direct to the customers. Also be able to do a little bit of retail sale at an even better price. So what we're going to do now is we're going to head up to the barn, I'm going to sell these pallets, and I've put a straw bale on the roof. The reason for that is one 8,000 litre straw bale makes 99.9% of a pallet of straw pellets. I don't know why it won't make that last 0.1%, but it's as near as damn it. One bale is one pallet. So we'll do a price comparison, see what the difference on the money is that we're getting, and then that'll help us to know just how much of our output we should be selling the bale centre. Need to get a few of the wholesale customers lined up, because the output from that pellet hall is absolutely incredible. Remembering that every bale is essentially a pallet, and there's going to be a lot of them. I mean, all of those bales that you saw outside the pallet hall earlier, and also in the last episode, they were all from one field harvest. Just one field produced all of them. So yeah, we're going to have a lot of this stuff coming through, so we need to find some customers who are willing to pay top dollar. Right, let's just park it up here and we'll compare prices. Park, stop, halt. Right, take the straps off, stop the engine, come out. Let's just first that bale off. How much are we going to get for a bale? We get 473 for the bale. See what we get for a pallet. Get 766, so that's about 320, almost a doubling in price by selling it as a pallet rather than as a bale. Whoops. I'll hold of that one properly. So we'll just get rid of these. Going to quite nicely increment our money with the amount of pallets that we're outputting. And this truck is the perfect size for coming down that little country lane between the BGA and here, the same as the tractor and the bale trailer was doing. The big Arctic semi is a little bit too big for coming down there and tends to get hung up on things. Right, there we go. That was nice. That was 10 bales, 10 pallets at oh, the price went up, look. Getting 770 per pallet in the last ones. Excellent. So that makes it exactly 340 price increase over the 440 that we were getting for the bale. That's a nice easy one to remember. Makes the maths a no-brainer. Yeah, so 10 pallets per truckload, that'll be 7,700. If I can find an easy way to stack them too high, then we'll be able to double that, get a decent turnover, which is a lot better than we were initially getting for straw. Oh, need to start the engine. Right back at the beginning. So, there we go. Let's check I'm not going to reverse into those cars. They are a bit of a pain. I'll have to get them to ask them if they can park a bit better. Right, so let's just go back in the cab and set the GPS to guide us back up to the BGA. Use the GPS just in case there's a traffic hold up. Gives us an alternative route then. Where are we? Pellet hall. There we go. So that's it. Okay, it's going to be the end of this episode. We'll leave it there. I just want to say though that we did have a problem with the pallet sell point for the pellet haul. One of the reasons this video is late arriving is that I discovered I cannot sell the pallets at the dedicated sell point. What's going on? Why can't I look around the corner there? I cannot sell the pallets at the dedicated sell point for the pellet haul if I have the existing collection of mods that I've got set up on the game. Now, I spent the last 24 hours liaising with the devs on their Discord as to what the problem was, and they walked me through a load of debugging. I was not happy with doing it, but we had to remove a load of mods. Global Company Potato Washer, the Global Company Potato Sorter, the Global Company itself, a bunch of other mods. I mean, the list just went on and on and on, and they wanted me to remove the sugar harvest add-on, which gives us the Sugar Company and the Superfeed pellet haul. Is the little one behind the Sugar Company on the opposite side from the main straw and hay bale pelleting hall. At which point I put my foot down. I said, no. I said, look, you've got to stop this. You are blaming every other mod in the mod hub except yourselves. You are saying that every other mod author is wrong and has used the wrong script except yourselves. And I know that they are a Giants authorized mod, that Giants really promoted the heck out of the Straw Harvest add-on and made them an authorized partner and everything else, and that part of the moderator team on their Discord includes people like Wopster, who made various mods that I love and use. But they are basically, that their attitude was that everybody else's mod is the problem, not ours. So where that leaves us in terms of what we are going to be able to do with this is that in order to complete this series, I need to bring back all of the mods that they told me to remove, because I'll need them for some of the storyline and playthrough later in the series, and I have to leave in place the sugar company, which is now working fine. You can see now we're up onto the 4th pallet of sugar already, and the molasses are building up quite nicely. So is the the beet pulp. Be able to move the molasses and the beet pulp across to the pellet hall round here, the super pellet hall. We just basically bring them round and we put them into that overfill point there, and then it will start outputting here the pallets of super pellets, which we'll have a look at the prices in a minute, but you'll see why I want to keep this active when we look at the prices. So that will mean that just that mod alone, keeping that mod alone, means that we cannot sell the output of this whole shebang to its own sell point, because that sell point conflicts with a list of about 15 or 20 other mods. Now, call me old-fashioned, but the rule of majority rules, and if 15 or 20 other mods are all playing nice with each other and work perfectly with each other, and then the introduction of this one mod means that this one mod is broken because those other 15 or 20 mods are in the installation and game save, then this one mod is the one that has to fix itself, not the other 15 or 20. That's the way that I look at it, and I'm sorry if that upsets the author group that did the Straw Harvest add-on, and I'm sorry if that upsets Giants, but come on guys, you can't expect the whole world to change just because you have changed. So, all of that aside, and trying to avoid getting deeper into politics and digging a bigger hole for myself, Pellet Hall itself is working great, working perfectly. The only issue I've got with it, as we showed in the last episode, is the hitbox for landing the bales on that conveyor. That's not specific to the Pellet Hall, that's specific to the conveyor, which can be used outside of the hall as well. Once we've got the pallets, we can sell them at the regular sell points where they are offering prices, and they work perfectly. It's only the dedicated sell point for the pellet hall which gives us the much higher prices where we cannot sell. Well, we can live with that in this playthrough. However, as I promised, if we go into the prices here, so if we look at it, we've the sell points where we can sell either of the pellet types from the main pellet hall or from the sugar company are at the barn. And I believe the ranch buys them. Let's just move down here. Right, so these are the straw and the hay pellets that come out of the main pellet hall. We can sell them at the barn and we can sell them at the pallet sell point. And you can see why it would be nice to have the pellet sale point operational when you look at those difference in prices. We can double the price on the straw pellets compared to what we get for them at the barn, where the price is still going up. And we can get roughly 2.5 times the price for the hay pellets at the pallet sell point compared to the barn. But because the pallet sell point is not working with all of those other mods, then we can't sell here. We're going to have to just sell at the barn. And we've already demonstrated that we more or less double our money compared to selling it as just a straight straw bale. On the straw pellets, we must run some hay bales through it and see how we do on the pricing there. I think there's not going to be such a large markup converting it to pellets. The super feed pellets, which are here, we can sell them at the barn. The price is dropping there, 1,300 in higher, or we can sell them at the sugar beet marketplace where we get 1,100. So the dedicated sell point for the super feed pellets is actually less than we would get at the barn. And now I'm not sure if this price is dropping in response to this being on the map. If it is, it's possible I could take that off. However, if you look at the prices that we get for the sugar, restaurant and the sugar beet marketplace give us the highest prices. And for selling the molasses, which we actually need to use to make the pellets in the first place, we get the best price again at the restaurant and at the sugar beet marketplace. But in fact, the sugar beet marketplace is the highest price for the molasses, whereas the restaurant is the highest price for the sugar itself. Now I've got a couple of extra sell points to put on the map, which we might get a chance to do in the next episode, but more probably the episode after. So once I get them put in, we'll be able to do some tests and check that everywhere is buying it, and that the only problem is with the pellet hall's own bale purchase point, the pallet sell point here, that is the only one giving a problem. And if that is the only one that is giving a problem, a conflict in the script, then we will live without that. We'll just use the placement of it just as a like a shop front for our sell place down at the main store. So I'm sorry that's got a little bit technical and a little bit waffly and a little bit long-winded, but I wanted to explain what was happening and why this video was late. And I think you'll agree that, you know, to try and fix it was an absolute priority. And if it's not fixable without decimating the list of other cell mods and production mods that we're going to use, then just ignoring it and leaving it out of our role play for the rest of the series is the way forward. But I am very much looking forward to being able to get some money back off these pallets. By the next episode, we should have 4 full pallets that we'll be able to load up on the truck and go sell. Be able to move the molasses round the corner and move this beet pulp round the corner and start getting the super feed pellets produced, which would be great. And I'll also be able to use the truck to start emptying out all of that production and making more space in there so that we can get the rest of these bales cleared before we do any more harvests. It's all go, but it'll give me something to do between episodes and during episodes. So thanks for watching. I'm the Gazbeard up at the BGA on our little industrial site at the side of the BGA. Thanks for being here. Leave your comments and questions down below. Give the video a like. Use the thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon so that you get notified of new videos when they arrive, even if they're late. Sorry about that, guys. Have a great weekend. I'm the Gazbeard, and as always, it's only bye for now.